The Dominion Voting Systems lawsuit against Fox News has exposed the cancerous American television network. It has exposed the network as a lie machine, a billion-dollar lie machine that confuses, misleads the American people as its business model. And the lying is anchored by Fox News's primetime hours. Sean Hannity, Laura Ingraham, and Tucker Carlson. A few years back, Ted Koppel, the ABC newsman and one of the preeminent journalists of his generation, sat down with Sean Hannity and told him the truth. Let's watch it. It's amazing.
You think we're bad for America? You think I'm bad for America?
Yeah.
You do?
In the long haul, I think you and all these opinion shows...
That's sad, Ted.
No, you know why?
That's sad.
Because you're very good at what you do, and because you have attracted a significantly more influential...
Well,
let me finish the sentence before you do that.
With all due respect.
You have attracted people who are determined that ideology is more important than facts.
Fox News is a singular institution in the United States. It is singular because it is singularly corrupt. There is no equivalent, and there never has been. There has never been an institution in America that lies for profit at the scale of Fox News. This is a billion-dollar corporation, and its model is gaslighting. Its model is lying. And the cost of all of this was an attack on the United States of America. The United States is the oldest constitutional republic in the world. And the United States has given the world many great inventions, airplanes, spaceships, automobiles. But bar none, the greatest in American history was the peaceful transition of power that George III was staggered by. He asked what George Washington would do. And when George III was told that Washington would retire to his estate in Mount Vernon, he was flabbergasted. George III said, if that's true, that Washington would be the greatest man of that or any age. He could not conceive that someone who could be king, who could be emperor, would have the humility to walk away from absolute power. But that's exactly what George Washington did. And so the tradition continued all the way until Donald John Trump on January 6th, 2021. What Fox News has done is poison what sustains American democracy, and that is faith and belief. The American experiment is a project built on faith and belief in the optimism of the idea that tomorrow can be a little bit better than today, that if you work hard and play by the rules, that you can get ahead, and that your children can live a better life. Purposes of a democratic society are to achieve peace, prosperity, and domestic tranquility. One of the board members of Fox News, parent company, NewsCorp, is the former Speaker of the House, Paul Ryan. He recently sat down with Charlie Sykes, a Wisconsin native and a stalwart of the Never Trump movement. And Charlie Sykes had an opportunity to interview the former Speaker and current Fox News board member. It was an incredible interview. First off, Paul Ryan disclaimed any responsibility for what occurs on Fox News. He explained that he's a board member and he's not involved in programming decisions. He explained that he was a fiduciary. So, of course, he was concerned about the business costs from his perspective of the engagement of conspiracy theories, lies, and rampant disinformation that was playing out across the network, and also simultaneously poisoning the American people's faith in the country and in the election process. Paul Ryan declared himself a Reagan Jack Kemp conservative. Paul Ryan took no responsibility for cashing the checks that Rupert Murdoch writes him. He said nothing about the millions of dollars he took to work for a company that so substantially undermined American democracy that it instigated an attack on the institution that Congressman Ryan led. The great honor of Paul Ryan's life was to be the Speaker of the House, to preside over the United States House of Representatives, one of the two chambers under the Capitol dome. The Capitol is the most beautiful building in the United States. President Biden has properly referred to it as the citadel of democracy. And on January 6th, thousands of Americans stormed it. They defecated in its chambers. They urinated in its hallways. And the parties responsible for that atrocious desecration, more than any other, are Donald Trump and Fox News. They stoked, they incited, and they did it for money. There was no ideological purpose. There was no wrong-headed conviction. Every single person on Fox knew that Trump's election lies were exactly that. They knew it was all fantasy. They knew it was all bullshit. But that didn't stop Laura Ingraham, didn't stop Tucker Carlson, and it didn't stop Sean Hannity. Every one of those people and more lied and then lied some more to the American people about an election that was fair and free, that they allowed to be called stolen. In part, these lies and Trump's insanity in promoting them are exactly why the extremist movement in this country, neo-Nazis, Proud Boys, 3%ers, and 100 other militia groups are so energized. They believe that they were pulled out of the shadows and brought into the sunlight and given a seat at the table as part of Donald Trump and the Fox News coalition. Paul Ryan says he has no responsibilities. He's simply a board member of a giant company. And he says America needs that company. He says American culture needs it because Fox News is an important institution. Fox News is the vessel by which we can push back against woke conformity. What is woke conformity? You know what it is? It's more bullshit. But speaking of conformity, let's talk about Fox News, because Fox News is sustained by lies. To be a member of that Fox community requires submission intellectually to the lies, to absorb the teachings of the liar and the declarations of the liar-in-chief, Donald Trump. And this filth rolls downhill towards the sea every day, polluting the body politic, polluting the country, confusing the people, dividing them, antagonizing them, provoking them, inciting them with some combination of madness, conspiracy theories, and outright lies. It is despicable. It is shameful. Paul Ryan's a sellout. He calls himself a Jack Kemp conservative. Preposterous. All Paul Ryan had to do was resign his Fox News board seat, but that was too much for the former speaker. On his watch, the insanity began, and it flourished because he was weak. And weakness and a lack of conviction and certitude, ambition and greed, that is what has fueled the MAGA movement. And now it has all been unmasked. There is no journalism scandal ever that is greater than the Fox News scandal. The chairman of the company has admitted that his anchors in the evening, who are trusted by millions, lie for a living, and they panicked. In the immediate aftermath, the audience that they had stoked and radicalized could not accept reality. And so there was another network, Newsmax, that was happy to give them alternate reality and to lie overtly. And the Fox News host panicked. One of the things I've always said to CEOs during my consulting career is most people don't drown because they can't swim. They drown because they panic. And in the emails, you see the panic. You see Sean Hannity's panic and Laura Ingram's and Tucker Carlson's. They panic because they fear that they are not lying enough to keep their audience. And so they lie some more. And then on January 6th, the consequences came. The violence came. Police officers were bludgeoned, murdered. The country was attacked. Its institutions assailed. And years later, they're still at it. The most corrupt company in America is Fox News. Its only peer is Purdue Pharma. The disgraceful, murderous Sackler family killed millions of Americans by injecting poison, opioids, into their families, into their houses, and telling them it was safe. Fox News has done the same, but it injects misinformation through the television set. It confuses, it misleads. It's a cancer on democracy. And the American people should wake up because the danger it presents isn't going away.